It's happened. Forza Horizon 5 is out now on PS5 consoles, but before you blast into the latest Horizon festival, there are a few settings you need to change to ensure you're getting the best and most immersive experience possible. Setting number 1 is under the video tab and is to change the graphics mode to performance. By default, this is set to the 30 FPS quality mode, but for a racing game like Forza, a high frame rate is much more important than a few extra details that you're unlikely to notice at these really high speeds anyway. Just look at the difference here. The 30 FPS mode is so choppy in comparison, and graphically, the two modes are quite similar anyway. After changing this, you'll want to go down to setting number 2, which is motion blur, and you'll want to reduce this to short, assuming you did switch to performance mode. This will reduce the amount of blur added to objects you speed past, which makes the game look sharper as a whole, whilst retaining that great sense of speed and smoothness. Moving on, the third setting is under the advanced controls tab, and is to reduce the steering access dead zone inside option to as low as you can go before experiencing any kind of false input. I was able to get this down to 0 just fine, but let me know in the comment section how low you can get yours to go, and I'll be sure to give you a heart. Doing this will mean that your car starts to steer with an input sooner, so the game will feel much more responsive. On a similar note, settings 4 and 5 are in the same menu and are to do the same thing but with the acceleration and deceleration inside values. These options refer to how far in each trigger has to be pressed to first start accelerating or braking, so again, the lower you can get these to go without any false input, the more responsive the game will feel to you. Now, moving on over to the difficulty tab, setting number 6 is to consider changing the shifting option to manual. This will make it so that on any manual car, you have to shift gears yourself using circle to go up and square to go down. If you have a wheel or even just have paddles on your controller, this adds a whole new element to the gameplay loop that I personally quite enjoy, and it will also boost how many credits you get from races and events. If you do like the sound of this, I can't stress how much better having these controller paddles make shifting gears, and you can get a back paddle attachment for around $20. I recently made a full video covering this and many other lesser known PS5 accessories, so be sure to check it out. Anyway, whilst you're in this menu, you might also consider changing some of the other difficulty options to match your skill level and boost your bonus credits as a result. I should also mention that there is a non-skill related option here called damage and tire wear that you can either turn off fully or set to simulation instead of just cosmetic. Setting it to simulation will cause actual vehicular issues in addition to cosmetic damage, so if that's something you think would immerse you further, try turning it on. Personally, I crash a bit too much for this to be viable for me. Anyway, the 7th setting is under the audio tab and is to ensure the speaker setup option is correctly set depending on your audio setup. This will always be set to home cinema by default, so if you're using headphones, a soundbar or just your TV speakers, change this to ensure it matches the rest of your setup. If you want to check if your main PS5 settings are correctly set too, be sure to watch my ultimate PS5 settings guide on screen or the one below to see more than 7 essential and affordable PS5 accessories. Also, please consider liking the video and subscribing if any of these settings helped you. I'm so close to 100k, so would really appreciate it.